Wow, this thing is really 11 out of 10. 12 out of 10. Well, 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 isn't that the guy who does not know what he's doing? Yes, that is I. And that guy is going to show you a recipe that he thinks you are going to absolutely love. This recipe is super versatile. You can do many different things with it. You can call it a casserole, you can call it a quiche, you can call it a pie, you can call it a dish. You cannot call it a dessert, but it is really good. So let's just get right to it. For the ingredients, there are a few things that you absolutely need, and there are a few things that you can be creative about. So, the things that you absolutely need are pork rind panko, or just crush up pork rinds yourself. This is 100 grams, more than 1 cup. Then we have cheese. This is Parmesan. This we are also going to need because these things are going to make the crust. Then, kind of optionally, is more cheese. In my case, that's mozzarella. Heavy cream. You can also substitute heavy cream for bone broth, for example. Up to you. Then we have ham. Obviously, you can use ground beef, you can use bacon, whatever you want. I'm using ham because I was visiting my family and I returned with this. And then we're going to need eggs that are currently invisible, but they will appear later. Now, how many eggs? So for the crust, we are going to need 1 or 2, we will see. And for the main dish itself, around 6, 8, 10, 12. It all depends on how many fit in your dish. That's that. Let's start with the crust. Obviously, I tend to say that if I can do this, you can surely do this better. And I really mean it. A normal person would use kind of like a bowl or something to do this whole mixing thing. This is kind of my biggest bowl, maybe the second biggest. But basically, my situation here is very limited. So I'm just going to mix it straight into the dish and I will hope for the best. But essentially, you just want to mix together the panko and the cheese. You can use your hands, of course, or take a spoon, whatever you want. Mix it well, and then we are going to add 1 or 2 eggs. For now, it looks like I'm going to add 2, but of course, better start with 1, then mix it and add the other one. Actually, I'm going to use a spatula. I think that's going to be easier. This might take a bit of time. Of course, you just need to mix it really, really good. And it's probably a lot easier if you just do it in a bowl. And while I'm mixing, I just want to say that I really missed making videos. I was away for a week. I was visiting my family. It was my mom's birthday. And I also did not necessarily fall off carnivore. I did not want to be an inconvenience since we were going to a restaurant and stuff. So I ate a lot of things that I shouldn't have eaten. And to be honest, it really made me see why am I doing carnivore. I think I might make a video on that in a later time. But for example, my asthma, I'm an asthmatic and it came back. So I had to use the inhalator at night, especially. I'm also a smoker, but that's a different topic. But it's completely gone when I'm on carnivore. Same thing is with my restless legs. You did not see that. But same thing with my restless legs. Restless legs, not eggs. I think this is proof that I cannot multitask. So maybe I'm just going to mix this and then we will talk. Just one more thing, when I just added the egg, it kind of looked like I do need the second one straight away. But once you mix it, you will see that you don't really need a second egg. So just make sure to give it some patience and just mix it around well before you make the conclusion that, hey, maybe you need to add a second egg. 1 egg is enough. So press it good, even it out to the best of your ability. And we are going to bake this a little bit for a couple of minutes. For this purpose, I'm going to use my trusty air fryer, the Typhodome 2. I cook everything in this thing. And we are going to do that at 160 degrees Celsius for 8 to 10 minutes. Let's say 7 to 10. I'm going to start with 7 and then I will add some time if that's going to be needed. In the meantime, I have added 6 eggs. They were very large. And yeah, I also found a bigger bowl. And I'm going to add heavy cream. No need to really measure, just add how much you want. It doesn't impact anything. And as I said, you can, of course, also just add bone broth or something else. Doesn't have to be heavy cream because the recipe itself uses already quite a lot of dairy for the crust. When it comes to the crust, you might, now that I think about it, you might also use cottage cheese instead of Parmesan. Yeah, this bowl is not good for mixing. Yeah, I will figure this situation out. Look at me, I'm so incredibly smart. It's just unbelievable. Okay, our crust is done. So the first 7 minutes have passed, and I did peek in a couple of times. Let me just show you. So this is how it looks, a little bit brown-ish. That's how it should look. I mean, I'm going to do 2 more minutes. So total of 9. The thing is that pork rinds very easily go from brown to black. And obviously we don't want that to happen. So let's just run for 2 more minutes. Now to this situation, we are adding more cheese. I'm leaving a little bit for the top and just mixing it all together. And I guess now I can talk a little bit about the whole falling off. And it's kind of more, I just want to ask you the question. Would you like to see a video of kind of, yeah, in a nutshell, how the carnivore diet changed my life? Meaning the things that, why did I even start it and what it has done for me and is doing for me. The things I knew it's going to do for me and the things I never thought it might do for me. Like, for example, asthma, right? I thought I'm going to be stuck with it for my whole life because I really was using the inhalator almost every night. I just was out of breath and it's gone. I really never use the inhalator anymore. And now when I was visiting my family, it came back and thankfully my parents still had some leftover inhalators, so I was kind of good. My own asthma is not, I cannot die from the asthma attack, it's called bronchial asthma, but it is gone while I'm on carnivore. Same thing with restless legs. Also, based on everything I've searched, there's no really a cure for it. Of course, yeah, you can change your lifestyle and the things included, I think, like have enough sleep, don't smoke. No, those things don't apply to my interests for now. Of course, smoking is horrible for you, but that's a different topic, right? So yeah, the main question here is, do you want me to make such a video? Would that be interesting for you? And then I will see what I can do. And last but not least, I just wanted to say that while I'm cutting this ham, I think I'm going to do around more than half of it. This ham smells so good. All right, that has been now cut. I'll just add it all into the egg and cheese and heavy cream mixture. And then we are going to pour it into our beast. Look at this, how, oh my God. Every single time. Anyways, look at how brown, how golden it looks. It's very beautiful. Of course, I could have added more ingredients and made the sides, but I did not have enough and I didn't want to go to the store. I'm lazy, okay? Forgive me. Now we are just pouring in the beast. And for example, like if you do it like I did right now and you find out that, oh, one of the eggs is not even, the yolk is not even like, I don't know what you call it, whisked. You can add more eggs. You don't need to even whisk it. If you are as lazy as I am, just crack 8 eggs in, add the ham, add the cheese, be happy. Let's just kind of even out the ham situation here. And now we are going to bake it again. So in 2 stages, right? Stage 1 will be at the same 160 degrees for around 12 minutes. And then we are going to lower it to 140 degrees Celsius and do it for 15, 20 minutes more. But first I'm going to let this cool down a little bit because I cannot touch this and I did not think about this. I don't know how I'm going to put this in the air fryer. Okay, I had no patience, so I just did it. Oh, it's kind of heavy. And as I said, 160 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. And yeah, about the Typherdome 2, I really love this air fryer. For somebody who does not have an oven, a microwave, nothing, I'm surprised they even have a kitchen and a stovetop. I use this thing every single day. Yes, it is pricey, but it's totally worth the money. If you are a frequent air fryer user, it cooks things so quickly thanks to the dual heating elements. Compared to other air fryers that I have used, for example, I really love pork belly. And in other air fryer, it takes me around 33 minutes to cook pork belly. 17 minutes. It's half the time, and time is money. I have neither. So this is really great. If you also want to get yourself a Typherdome 2, there's a link in the description. You can use code MEATMEAT for a discount. And yeah, happy air frying. All right, so initial 12 minutes have passed. I don't know if you can see. You probably can. It's kind of like still wobbly, of course, because it's not done. Now we are going to lower the temperature to 140 degrees and run it for 15 to 20 minutes. I will just put it at 16. I will check. Maybe I'll give it a couple more minutes and I will top the cheese for the last few minutes. See you then. And now I'm going to just use a knife to check how done this is. To do this, if you don't know, you just kind of stick it in the middle, take it out. If it comes out clean, it's basically done. I will top it with this cheese and give it like 1 or 2 more minutes just so that the cheese melts, and then we are done. And now we are ready for taste test. Check this out. Okay, let's give it a try, shall we? Yeah, you can eat it with your hands, of course, or just a fork, obviously. Normally, I would eat it with my fork, but for the sake of this taste test, I'm just going to do it with hands. Wow. I mean, of course, I am biased, because I made it. So you will have to try it and let me know what you think. The transition from the crusty part to the quiche itself feels so good. It's kind of like you are going from one texture to another. I guess as it should be with quiche. What I want to say is that it is really good. So you can see the crusty part here. Yeah, I'm a little bit speechless. 11 out of 10. This thing is really 11 out of 10. 12 out of 10. I have to go and eat the rest of it. I mean, at least half. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment, and I'll see you here next time on Meat Carnivore. Ciao.